Today on Monkey Life, Paulo protests during a woolly weigh-in.
He does get frustrated quite quickly when things don't always go his way.
A new fruity experience for the Siamangs.
Zach, wanna try this? See what you think.
And the Capuchins box clever when it comes to tracking down treats. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
You just never know how it's going to work.
The park provides a home for more than 260 primates from 25 different species. It's a busy day at the bachelor woolly monkey house. The 6 boys in the all-male group are about to be individually weighed. That's if they'll cooperate.
Honey, come on. Honey.
The care team need each one to sit solo on the scales so they can get an accurate weight and take a good close-up look for any health issues.
Honey, Alice. Good boy. Oh, good lad.
First up is 7-year-old Carlos. He's persuaded to sit still on the scales by the offer of a high-value food reward.
Stand off. Good boy. 8.46. Good boy.
The care team record the weight of each troop member, then let them out into their large caged enclosure.
Good boy. One down. Come on, Annie. You coming in, Lemmy? Oh, good boy.
Next up is Lemmy.
Good boy. Come down here. Good boy.
The team have been monitoring his weight very closely. He's 3.5 years old, but compared to other males his age, he's small and underdeveloped.
We've done a few different medical tests just to see why he's not really growing, and so we are keeping a very close eye on him, so we do weigh him more often. But keeping an eye on their weights, also helps us if they've got to have any sedations or anything. We know the correct amount of medication to administer based on their weight. 2.58. Yeah, 2.58. Good boy.
Lemmy hasn't managed to put on any weight, a cause for concern.
Coming, Lemmy. Oh, good boy.
The team will continue to keep an extra close eye on him.
Okay, Manny. Hey, Manny. Boy, you gonna come
Next to take their place on the scales are the big boys, starting with Manny. He weighs in at just under 10 kilograms.
Good boy. Stay there.
Dominant male of the group, Paulo, is less cooperative.
Wait, come here. So being a dominant male, he does get frustrated quite quickly when things don't always go his way. So he would like to scent mark this to tell him it's his territory, and then get all of the grapes. 9.06. Okay.
The largest of the bachelors is Claude, who tops the scales at just over 10 kilograms.
10.26. Good boy.
With 5 of the group outside enjoying the space and tucking into breakfast, last to take to the scales is Cassius.
All the way on. You can do it. Come here. Good boy.
He's a nervy character and can be intimidated by the bigger, more boisterous and brash males like Paulo.
Well done. 790. Good boy. For him, there's no one else around. No one else is coming behind him. Everyone's gone. He knows he's last, so he doesn't have to worry about everything. He doesn't have to go, oh, someone might be coming, or will they be coming back in? We try and make it as positive for them as possible, and we wouldn't be giving him things here, and then Paulo wouldn't be coming charging back in. And that he wouldn't sit here nicely because he knows Paulo's higher up the hierarchy. So he is very lucky coming in last because he'll get all of the treats, and he's so good at it.
And to make sure Cassius can enter the enclosure without feeling intimidated, the team keep Paulo occupied at the same time.
Yeah, so because Paulo's dominant male and he can get a little bit grabby and, you know, just a bit intimidating for the other boys, we want it to be positive for when they leave after doing a training session or a weighing session. So Paulo does know how to station, so we'll keep him stationed, and that's just so we know that we've kind of got a little bit of control over him, that he's going to sit here nicely, and we're going to reward him for sitting there nicely, just so we can let the other individuals out that are lower in the hierarchy than him. Just because if we were to let them out and he has a go at them because they've got some treats, and then they might not do it for us next time, we'll be a bit more hesitant. So it just makes it nice for everyone and less stressful. Doesn't it, Paulo? Is everything funny now? Oh, everything's funny now. So you can see he goes from being quite a playing type monkey to everything's quite funny, and we're going to have a laugh at everyone, aren't we?
Weigh-in complete, the bachelor group can relax in their wonderful outdoor enclosure. In the colder, wetter months, enticing the primates outside and away from their warm houses can be challenging. But on a glorious autumn morning, when the sun is shining, it's a different story. Siamang gibbons Sam and Sasak are making the most of the good weather. Sam is foraging for the last remaining green autumn leaves, while Sasak is nibbling some fresh grass. The pair have been together for 10 years and are inseparable. When they're not grooming or eating, they can often be found relaxing together in their spectacular tree-filled enclosure. But today, primate care team member Kat has something new and unusual for the Siamangs.
Sam! Sass! Come here!
A fruit they've never tasted before.
So this morning we've had a bit of a donation of a rather unusual fruit. This is called a medlar fruit. Now I've not actually tasted it myself, but we're just going to have a little bit of an experiment to see whether the Siamangs like them. It's something we haven't had before, so it'll either be a hit or a miss. We'll just have to wait and see.
Rather than throwing the food in, Kat tries calling the pair over to see what they make of the unusual fruits.
Sasak, want to try this? Want to try this? See what you think. That's it, sit with your back to the camera. Well, she's not shy, she's piling it in there, she's not hesitating at all, so whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Sasak really enjoys her food, so it doesn't really matter what it is, she'll eat it. Sam's a little bit more discerning with his taste, so we'll see what he thinks in a minute.
The medlars are a great source of fibre and nutrients. Sasak's tucking in with relish, but Sam is too busy foraging.
Sam, come here, buddy.
Sasak made short work of that.
Want another one? Is that a hit?
Sam can be wary of new things and heads back towards the house, but Kat keeps trying.
Sam, come and try these.
Eventually, his curiosity gets the better of him.
Shall I give you a little one there and see what you think? Up there, dude. Oh, just throw it at my head. There it is.
Sam seems quite partial too, but doesn't even get a chance to share his.
We have to be really careful, especially with the high-calorie foods and the really sugary stuff with her. Sasak is slightly overweight. I say slightly, it's quite a bit overweight. So we do have to try and keep that weight down on her. But Sam's a bit more of a slow eater, like I say. He's very more refined and just gentle with everything that he eats. Sasak just shoves it in and gets as much as she can all the time. Most of the time, Sam will kind of, you know, hold on to it, but occasionally she will win and she'll snatch it out of his hand.
The primate care staff are careful to distribute high-value foods, such as fruit, so everyone gets their fair share. This new offering has definitely won approval.
Both of them are tucking in really well to them, really enjoying them, so, you know, It's something that we can maybe, it does actually grow in this country, so it's something we could maybe get some trees of and get them growing in the park for next summer maybe. Maybe take a few years for them to fruit, but we'll see.
Treat time over, it's back to the trees to enjoy the day in the lovely autumn sunshine. It's all change over at the Stumpy House, with the group in turmoil as the males vie for top position. The battle in the rankings has come about after a number of elderly Stumpies passed away. First was female Charlie. Then, ageing and respected leader Sam had to be put to sleep. The primate care team were prepared for the next loss, that of elderly female Flo. They'd been expecting it and did all they could to make her last days as comfortable as possible. But it was still a huge blow.
You spend so much time with these guys, you get really attached to them, and it is very hard, but when you've been working with them long enough, you know the signs, you know the cues, and in my experience with the Stumpies, once they start to show the symptoms, quite often you know that there's something seriously wrong. They will mask it, they will cover it up. And when you do start to see the symptoms and the problems, quite often there is something more serious underlying sort of going on with these guys.
There's now a void at the top, and younger males Toto and Freddie are competing to step up. Previously, Toto, short on Stumpy etiquette, but scoring points on looks, kept out of everyone's way. Now he's strutting his stuff, displaying on bridges and walkways to demonstrate to the other four just how big and strong he is. He's developed a swagger and is looking far more confident. If it's brawn and good looks the females want, then Toto could become top man. His rival, the only other male in the group, is Freddie. They've been best friends since they arrived together at the park 7 years ago. But Freddie has always had the upper hand. He certainly has the edge when it comes to alliances with the girls, and he understands Stumpy social behaviour. Everything needed to be the dominant male. He already has Noreen's support, while the youngest in the group, Sylvie, is biding her time before she picks sides. Poor old Kelly, still struggling to come to terms with the loss of Sam, is showing little interest.
Yeah, this has all been a bit of an unforeseen nightmare, these Stumpies. They're a bunch of old men and ladies. We were hoping that once it all settled down, that the boys would establish their hierarchy and the 5 of them could live very happily, comfortably, just being Stumpies and pottering around and doing things at slow pace. We just need them to sort of settle down. We need the boys to sort out their hierarchy, Toto really to understand his place, really. That's the biggest issue. He just doesn't understand the social skills and the social etiquette. And Freddie gets very frustrated and annoyed with that, and then he takes it out on either Toto or he takes it out on the girls.
The care team hope Freddie and Toto will soon decide who's going to be the boss, and the Stumpies can settle down and become a harmonious group again. The change in seasons brings different and exciting forms of enrichment for the primates. At the Saki Monkey House, devoted couple Desmond and Chloe are about to be given a seasonal treat. But there's a third resident at their house who'll be eager to secure a share.
We've also got Loki the marmoset. So it's one of the only mixed species groups that we've got here. The reason that Loki is living with the Saki monkeys is essentially he's a marmoset with an ASBO when it comes to other marmosets. He just doesn't understand marmoset language. He doesn't know how to interact with them. He's somebody that we've tried on and off again over the years many times to accept the company of another marmoset. And every time his instinct is to just attack.
Loki was a victim of the UK pet trade and spent his early life on his own. He became very human-focused and so lacks the necessary skills and social etiquette to live with others of his own kind. His failure to find friends at the park has resulted in him becoming housemate to Desmond and Chloe.
It's worked out really well because it's given him some sort of social interaction. And it's also good for the Sakis because they're a little old couple and it's nice to vary up their environment and give them something else in their environment to look at and to interact with.
Today, the trio are getting some seasonal pumpkins, full of seeds and with plenty of juicy flesh. Steph has also cut holes in some to add an extra treat: live mealworms.
So it's really important to change the environment for these guys. You want to keep things interesting. You want to constantly keep the primates' brains active as well as their bodies. They've got something new to think about, something new to interact with. So something like this is great because it just changes up that environment and gives them something to engage with.
Marmoset Loki sprints out. The large orange pumpkin is bigger than he is. But there are smaller options. He's a common marmoset, highly active and always on the move. A ready-cut pumpkin is his first choice. Eventually, Desmond makes an appearance, grabs a handful of seeds, and heads back to find Chloe. Loki's already on the hunt for more. He demonstrates great agility and strength, abseiling down to a smaller hanging pumpkin to try and pick out the seeds. Desmond has persuaded Chloe to venture out, but she's in no rush. She's thought to be the oldest captive saki monkey in Europe.
Chloe is a really old lady now. She's a very old girl. We think she might be going just a little senile in her old age. She gets a bit confused at times. So it's important that we keep a really close eye on her, make sure she's okay, make sure there's lots of stuff that she can be thinking about and engaging with, so she doesn't spend too much time just sort of sitting and gazing into the distance. But the two of them are really, really sweet together. You see lots of grooming, lots of sitting up close and cuddling. Just a really sweet old couple.
The devoted pair lose interest in the pumpkins and head off together. But Loki isn't finished. The wriggly mealworms have grabbed his attention, and for now, he's got them all to himself. Autumn has well and truly arrived at the park. And the change in the season has presented a golden opportunity for the primate care team. They're taking full advantage, giving one lucky group of primates a fun and rewarding morning.
We're basically filling up lots of boxes with leaves. We're going to put some bugs and things for them to forage in there, and basically creating big foraging areas in the enclosure for the capuchins. So it should be really exciting. They obviously see leaves a lot, but not to this scale with big piles of leaves. So yeah, it should be nice for them.
The lucky recipients are Eriko's group, made up of 13 individuals, each with very different personalities. They've had a turbulent few months, having sadly lost a couple of members, but also welcoming two newcomers, Matty and Louis. The introductions proved to be tricky, with male Matty challenging Eriko's position as alpha male. In recent weeks, order has been restored, and the group has settled down again.
Eriko's kind of got his confidence up a little bit now. He's taken the dominant position back in the group. He's definitely acting more like a dominant male. And Matty seems to have realised this and kind of taken a step back.
The team have gathered together a number of cardboard boxes, varying in size. They've filled them with leaves. And just to make life extra challenging for the capuchins, their breakfast of mealworms is hidden amongst the foliage. The boxes have been stacked up and placed all around their large natural enclosure, along with extra piles of leaves, just to make life a little more fun.
They're really intelligent animals, really good foragers. So yeah, they will be able to get into the boxes. They figure things out really quickly. And yeah, they all kind of have like their own little personalities and their own techniques for doing enrichment and things. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Leader Eriko is first out. He's a bright and confident capuchin and wastes no time diving into the boxes and foraging through the leaves. Second-in-command Sean is particular about his choice. Once he has the box he wants, he has no problem getting inside to hunt through the contents. The high rankers in Capuchin society always get first crack at any enrichment on offer. Dominant female Phoenix has unwrapped her parcel and jumped right in. Low ranker Ringo bravely tackles a box attached to one of the high hoses, before being moved on by Zoe, who's further up the pecking order and a lot younger. No such problem for one of the newest members of the group, Louie. Her nimble fingers easily negotiate one of the smaller boxes, and she's rewarded with a handful of mealworms. Capuchins live in large groups, but not as a constant, unified entity. It's a fission fusion society. They tend to have their own subgroups and friendships. Today, there's so much to explore and investigate, they're all busy foraging as individuals, with varying results. Once all the boxes have been opened, the leaves can be recycled again and again.
Essentially, all these leaf piles will just turn into foraging pits, and we can keep coming back and hiding their food in there over the next few days. So yeah, we've got some really nice weather. The leaves are really nice and crisp and dry. So yeah, it's like perfect autumn weather, and so it's nice to be able to take advantage of it.
Some of the group have chosen to stay inside, but the care team have made sure no one misses out. The indoor playroom has also been filled with boxes and leaves, giving everyone, including newcomer Matty, the chance to get their share. It's been a good morning for the whole group, and the boxes and leaf piles will encourage plenty of natural foraging and fun throughout the day. Next time on Monkey Life. A major storm pummels the park, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. And a tough decision for Alison.
I've had to close the park, and we're going to have a lot of repairs to some of the enclosures.
And friction at the Stumpy House as Toto and Freddie fight for the top spot.